Hello, everyone. If you want to know how to use this dashboard, go to this URL right here. It'll also be pasted in the comments section. And so let's get started. So if you want the plots to render, you need your data to be binary. The one we'll be using looks like this. Test data 3. So each column is one item in your assessment, and each row is a respondent. 0 means that they got the item incorrect. 1 means they got it correct. And you cannot have additional variables that are like a label or uh, continuous numbers. So once you have your data formatted this way, you can have some NAs too. You only need to worry about using the dashboard. So you go here to upload CSV file. You click there, test your CSV file or Excel file, and just wait there a couple seconds. Even if it pops up an error message, just ignore it for a couple seconds, and they should all your ICCs should be plotted like this. So you'll have one curve for each item in your data set. Like here, this is for item 7, this purple curve. The pink one is for item number 8, and so on. Then if we go down here on our left side, below where you uploaded your CSV file, you'll see the select items. So if I, for example, uncheck the box here for item number 5, it's going to re-render my plots without item number 5. And now here, this one, number 8, if we were to remove that, you'll see that it, number 8, now it's gone, and it re-estimates these curves. And then below that, it'll tell you what items you are included from your data set and which ones are being excluded, either by you or because that item was found to have no variance. And then further down, you'll see a little explanation of the how some of these plots were estimated, as well as a PDF right at the bottom here that explains you how these formulas were estimated. And that's it.
Well, so let's go back there for a second, Diego. So test users, the information that you're going to want to extract from here is primarily from that top graph. So these visuals are representing how items are functioning within your test. Generally speaking, you want them to go from the lower left to the upper right. If they violate that, something is wrong. So for example, item 3, if Diego were to hover over that, that's actually going from the upper left to lower right. So Diego, can you put your cursor over that reversed ICC? Item 3. So the visual information you're getting from a picture like this is, one, you're looking to see if the pattern does not conform to lower left to upper right, because if it doesn't, that generally means something is wrong with the item. It's a miskey. A very common thing that went wrong with it is the students or the participants, the test takers, in fact responded correctly, but the scoring key was wrong. So if you get a reversal of this effect, like item 3, you want to check your scoring key. Now, if it's okay, if the scoring key is accurate, that means that item 3 is probably just not a great item to be grouped with all the other ones. And so the exclusion button on the left, so Diego, if you unclick item 3, that's going to kick it out of the visual, but of course, it's not going to kick it out of your data set. Now, this looks a lot more reasonable. This graph on top is what we expect to see. However, another piece of information that test constructors and test administrators are going to want to extract is the location of these functions. Generally speaking, you want your first items in your test to populate the leftmost area of this graph. So if Diego is to hover over the functions as they go from left to right, so Diego, maybe start with that lavender one on the far left, and then we go to the pink one. So there we have item 7, and then the pink one is what?
8.
Item 8. Item 7 and 8 are the easiest items on the test. Now, what this means is they probably, for most testing purposes, the easier items should be early items. The earlier easy items alleviate anxiety and they overcome some of those issues that test takers might have when they first encounter a test. So 7 and 8 are good candidates to be moved up earlier in the test and be the new items 1 and 2. The other thing that we get from the top graph, so 1, you get, are there any reversals? That's probably a scoring key error. 2, what's the location of my early administered items? Because I want the location to be to the left. And then the third thing is, are there any flat sloped items? So the light blue or cyan item, it looks like probably item 6. That's saying that item 6 maybe doesn't have the strongest association with the thing that's being measured. One of the recommendations when using this tool is that the items that comprise your test are measuring predominantly one thing. So this would not be a great tool for a comprehensive exam on a history class that covers the history of the world from the Romans or the cavemen all the way up through Elon Musk and Mars, because the separate sections perhaps have too distinctive information, and someone who knows a lot about Roman history might not be expected to also know a lot about Greek history or American history or British history. So if your test has a lot of distinct components to it, this tool probably isn't great for you. However, if the test components are all measuring something cohesive, like math ability or general English skills, grammar, logic, those types of things, then we expect all of these items to generally function similarly. Item 6 is not functioning similarly with respect to the other ones. It's flat. What this means is it's not doing a great job of giving you information about people who are high ability and people who are lower ability with regard to the thing that you're actually assessing. So item 6 is a candidate for revision. And specifically, you're probably going to want to look and see if item 6, the content, is truly reflective of the thing that I'm hoping to measure.